welcome back to this fabulous Monday morning with my session, Monday Morning with Moloy. I'm sure you guys have been having a great time as we close on 45 days of this financial year. But today I wanted to share something that has been a question on the top of mind of most of my clients and the prospects that we keep on meeting, business owners that we keep on meeting, whether small, medium, even large 200 crore companies. That's about people management. That's about team management. So I thought it was a good idea to have a session going with about people. One thing that has come up through multiple global strategies is we treat our clients differently, but we treat our people in the same way. And not every individual who works for us or for you has the same motivation. Global research has also said that only 10% of your team members are really engaged along with you in your business. So if you're for assuming that you have 100 people in your team, you can't expect more than 10 people, 10 individuals to be really aligned to the work that you're doing. This problem gets deeper as the team size decreases. And suppose you have only 10 people in the team, you will at the most have only one person who's aligned to you. And if you are less than 10 people in the team, you cannot have even one person who's completely aligned to you. That's research. Research says that about 10% of individuals who are working for organizations actually work. 90% of the people come to work because for them, the job that you're providing them is a source of their livelihood. They have nothing to do with the passion or the drive that you're having in your business. The challenge goes deeper. Of this 80% of the 90% people who are working for you, about 70% of people are engaged, or what we call they're working at a level of 60-70%. So 10% of the people are highly engaged. About 70% of the people are engaged. They'll come, do the routine, they'll look at their watch, they will go away. You need to set processes, you need to set procedures in place so that they at least contribute, and you should have great measurability. The risk is with the balance 20. These are those 20% of the people who have that crab mentality. And it's important for us to identify that crab mentality and let them go as quickly as possible. Obviously, the smaller the size of the organization, you cannot let go of them. You have to cajole them, you have to manage them, sometimes manipulate them, sometimes let your ego go take the back seat. You may have to become the Shiva with the poison in his throat, because you can't swallow the poison, but you cannot take the poison out as well. You have to work with them till you get a fair replacement. As a business owner, our job, our role is like a roller coaster. And like somebody said the other day, or I read somewhere, that what is life? Life is what happens, truly happens, when you're making a plan for something else. So you do not know what the next minute is going to bring to you, what's the next hour that is going to bring to you, what's the next week that is going to bring to you. So we are in a roller coaster life. In the midst of all this, we need to manage our organization. In the midst of all this, we need to manage our cash. In the midst of all this, we need to manage our clients. In the midst of all this, we need to manage our sales. And the job of an entrepreneur is truly, truly the most difficult job. So today I thought that let me talk about 4 strategies by which you can make your life marginally simpler. And please understand that I'm underlining the word marginally. Marginally simpler. For us, we believe, or for a lot of business owners, they believe that you take them out, you take them out for a dinner, you take them out for a cigarette, you take them out for a drink, you be nice to them always, increases trust. But research has shown that organizations have to look beyond these gimmicks and create the conditions for collaborations which focus on personalities. Please understand, and people who have done your DISC assessment with me, the psychometric DISC assessment, please remember that there are 4 kinds of individuals: the dominance, the influence seeking, the people seeking stability, and people seeking conscientious, who are conscientious in their work. And there is pace, and there is focus on work. They're very different. If anybody wants to know more about this, please type in and I'll get back to you. But when we did a DISC assessment for a client of ours, 16 of them, nobody could predict what the other person is. So how do you get work done from them? So here are 4 strategies that you can focus on to build, to help your teams accomplish more. The first is focus on the enabling conditions. Research has highlighted that the conditions of the workplace may be one of the most important aspects of building teams. And a Harvard research article has said that there are 3 factors that lead to great teams. One is a compelling direction. The visioning exercise that I keep on talking about to my clients, that are you able to take your visioning to the team? So the direction in which I'm going, the work that I'm putting in, very few entrepreneurs actually go out and tell the team what he or she is doing to grow the business. Because the entrepreneur is most focused on getting what he or she wants from the team. So that visioning exercise, the direction in which the business is going, what is the long-term future of the organization, what is the long-term direction of the organization, that needs to come in. Second, a shared mindset. Again, very few entrepreneurs that I've seen work on these huddle meetings. They sit down together, brainstorm on work, on how it can be done. Most of the brainstorming is on the activities that need to be done, not on the visioning. And you need to build a strong structure. Finding ways to build these conditions for success include that everyone is clear about their roles. You're creating a cohesive structure, and you're working towards building unity around the direction and the values. Second, you have to look beyond skills to personalities. Having the right mix of skills and expertise on your team is critical. But when you've done that strategic planning, it is necessary to have a complementary set of skill sets for fast and effective execution. However, again, a Harvard Business Review notes mentions that personalities are a critical part of that equation. And again, very few entrepreneurs like us are focusing too little on the personalities. The focus on areas of alignment could be, do your team members have high levels of emotional intelligence? And I'll talk about the need for the entrepreneur to have a high degree of emotional intelligence at the end of today's session. But you need to understand that, do they have that high level of emotional intelligence? Is that some area that you would want to work with? The emotional stability and the intellectual curiosity. Do they have that, or they don't have it in them? Are they transactional, or are they visionary? If they're transactional, they could be part of that 70%. If they have this emotional stability and the intellectual curiosity and they want your business to go further, they could be part of the top 10%. But if they don't have anything of these, then they could be part of the bottom 20%. Do the general personality traits of the members align or complement with each other? Or are there too many similar people or too many disconnected people in the organization, which will create an ambiguous structure? We'll talk about how reportings need to be established in one of our future sessions, but first you need to build this structure. The third, how do you deal with difficult situations? Conflict is a natural part of the territory for managing teams. Conflict will happen. Conflict will happen day in and day out. Especially with smaller organizations, conflict will happen. The more you try to professionalize a system, the more conflicts will come up, because you are moving from a loose-ended organization to a structured organization. But are you as entrepreneur ready for that conflict? If you are ready, you will build the structures, you build the strategies which can lay the foundations to minimize conflict. But it's important to have ground rules in place for a healthy conflict resolution. Some of the things that you can do for conflict resolution: establish the base guidelines for healthy engagement and respectful disagreement. No name calling, no yelling, no gossiping are unacceptable. If these are happening, are you highlighting it? Or are you that person who is getting into everything internalization? Ensure that each person's concerns and perspectives are thoroughly heard. Many of us are listening from a perspective of responding. When your mind has already gone into the thought process of creating that response, creating that answer, even before I have heard the other person out, you will have a deeper challenge. Come back. If there is a conflict, come back to that underlying goal and focus on what you're trying to achieve. Use that rather than emotions to determine the best way forward. Work on anything which is an underlying tension before closing out the discussions. And then the fourth, align everyone around a shared purpose. One of the most effective strategies for building a great organization is to have a shared mindset for resolving conflict, is to align the team around a shared purpose. What are you trying to accomplish? How does the team's role play in the company's bigger objective? Are the social outcomes or bigger impacts that you can point to? Give your team a deep dive into this. Cultivate alignment of helping each person to see how their role contributes. For example, in the marketing department, the role of a content marketing campaign could be educate customers on better health. The email manager needs to ensure that that information gets distributed. The technology person should help deliver the company's promise of excellent customer service, so on and so forth. Team building strategies can help you create a thriving, collaborative team that can get the tasks done effectively and quickly with minimal friction. You need to invest strategically into the team. You need to be communicative as a business owner. You cannot keep everything to yourself and figure out and think that your team is figuring it out. You need to demonstrate leadership. The job of a business owner is not easy. We may be going through huge amount of turmoils within us. There are cash flow challenges, customer dissatisfaction, team alignment, sales not happening. But the moment you allow that to come outside and show it on your face, people start believing that there is a challenge. Believe this and you will build a great organization. I am not at all suggesting that the team, that you have you're in the best role to play. You have a tough role, ladies and gentlemen. But that's what entrepreneurs are made of. They are truly tough. You are the person in your organization who has the employer mindset. The rest of them will have the employee mindset. Cannot compare yourself with one another. We will talk in the next session of emotional intelligence. Briefly, Emotional intelligence or emotional quotient is the person's ability to manage their feelings and empathize with others. You may not have the best skill sets, but if you have a higher degree of emotional intelligence or emotional quotient, your probability of success will be much higher. We'll talk about it next time. Till next time, next Monday. Thank you so much for your time and have a great evening. Have a great morning. Till next Monday morning with Moloy. Thank you so much.